Galatian is an extinct Celtic language once spoken by the Galatians in Galatia, mainly in north-central lands of Asia Minor from the 3rd century BC, up to at least the 4th century AD, although ancient sources suggest it was still spoken in the 6th century. Galatian was contemporary with and closely related to the Gaulish language. Vocabulary of the language: only a few glosses and brief comments in classical writers and scattered names on inscriptions survive. Altogether they add up to about 120 words, including place and personal names. Scattered vocabulary terms mentioned by Greek authors include alpha, delta, alpha, rho, kappa, alpha, a type of plant, alpha, delta, epsilon, sigma, feet, beta, alpha, rho, delta, omicron, iota, singing poets, bards, mu, alpha, rho, kappa, alpha, horse, and tau, rho, iota, mu, alpha, rho, kappa, iota, sigma, iota, alpha, three-horse battle group. Personal names: the attested Galatian personal names are similar to those found elsewhere in the ancient Celtic-speaking world. Many are compound names containing common Celtic roots such as *brog, country, territory, *epo, horse, *maro, great, and *rig, king. Examples include alpha, delta, iota, alpha, tau, omicron, rho, iota, xi, beta, iota, tau, omicron, rho, iota, xi, beta, rho, omicron, gamma, iota, mu, alpha, rho, omicron, sigma, kappa, alpha, mu, alpha, delta, omicron, mu, nu, epsilon, iota, omega, nu, epsilon, pi, omicron, nu, eta, omicron, lambda, omicron, rho, iota, xi, sigma, mu, epsilon, rho, tau, omicron, mu, alpha, rho, alpha, tau, epsilon, kappa, tau, omicron, mu, alpha, rho, omicron, sigma. Tribal names include ambitata, rho, iota, gamma, omicron, sigma, alpha, gamma, epsilon, sigma, and tau, epsilon, kappa, tau, omicron, sigma, alpha, gamma, epsilon, sigma. Travel seekers. Attested divine names include beta, omicron, upsilon, sigma, sigma, omicron, upsilon, rho, iota, gamma, iota, omicron, sigma, and sigma, omicron, upsilon, omega, lambda, iota, beta, rho, omicron, gamma, eta, nu, omicron, sigma, both identified with Greek king of the gods Zeus, and omicron, upsilon, iota, nu, delta, iota, epsilon, iota, nu, omicron, sigma. Perhaps the tutelary god of the Tolistobogian town, omicron, upsilon, iota, nu, delta, iota, alpha. Place names. Attested place names include Asataragiaco, alpha, rho, tau, iota, kappa, nu, iota, alpha, kappa, omicron, nu, delta, rho, upsilon, nu, epsilon, mu, epsilon, tau, omicron, nu. The meeting place of the Galatian tetrarchs and judges, and omicron, upsilon, iota, nu, delta, iota, alpha. Survival into early medieval period. Sometime between 48 to 55, Paul the Apostle wrote his epistle to the Galatians in Greek, the medium of communication in the eastern parts of the Roman Empire. This may mean that Galatians at the time were already bilingual in Greek, as St. Jerome later reports. However, scholars are divided as to whether Paul was writing to Greek Galatians or to the Hellenized descendants of the Celtic Galatians. Lucian of Samosata recorded in circa AD 180 that the prophet Alexander of Abinoticus was able to find Celtic-speaking interpreters for his oracles. In Paphlagonia, the physician Galen of Pergamon in the late 2nd century AD complained that the commonly spoken Greek of his day was being corrupted by borrowings of foreign words from languages such as Galatian. In the 4th century St. Jerome wrote in a comment to Paul the Apostle's epistle to the Galatians that, apart from the Greek language, which is spoken throughout the entire East, the Galatians have their own language, almost the same as the Treviri. The capital of the Treviri was Trier, where Jerome had settled briefly after studying in Rome. In the 6th century AD, Cyril of Scythopolis suggested that the language was still being spoken in his own day when he related a story that a monk from Galatia was temporarily possessed by Satan and unable to speak. When he recovered from the possession, he could respond to the questioning of others only in his native Galatian tongue.